to double check and make sure we're agreeing on what 7 is. 7 is the one where we talk about the weight loss study. Is that the right one? Okay. All right. 5. Okay. Let me clarify just to make sure that we agree on which one is 5. That's the one where the memory researcher wants to compare 6 memory lists. Is that the one?
Yeah, the Latin square.
The Latin square one. Okay. You don't get a vote anymore because you're already done.
7.
You want to do 7 also?
Yeah.
The block randomization one. Okay. Corey. 4. Okay.
7 as well.
7. 7 is a popular choice.
I was gonna say that.
You're going to say 7. 7's everybody's favorite.
6.
6. Throwing a wrench in the works. Eric.
7.
7. All right. That's okay.
Deleted 7.
You're deleted 7. Just randomly deleted. That's because mine doesn't have a 7. Well, I picked, wait, I went this, and I was just like, bright space, and someone said, Obama. And I was like, that's it. All right. Which 7 also. Okay. Stephanie.
7.
7.
5.
What do you pick?
7.
7. Popular vote.
7.
Well, you know 7's getting on the list, so. Graham, do you want to pick? You want 7 because that's the block randomization one. I know you want to talk about that. All right. I think we're going to go with 7 first. All right. Then we'll see whichever ones we can get to. We'll get to 5 next, and then we'll see 4, 6, we'll see what we get to. Okay. So, 7. So here's the basic idea with number 7. You've got a weight loss study, and there are 2 diets and a control group, right? So there's 3 groups. You've got program A, program B, and the control, the C, right? Okay. And your first task is to assign your 18 subjects to these 3 groups using block randomization. So if we've got 3 groups, effectively group A, group B, and group C, then the first thing we have to do is come up with the blocks we're going to use. Right? So on the answer sheet there was a column where you could put in blocks and then program A, program B, and control, right? Okay. So under block, what kind of stuff is going to go there? Alternate. You've got 3 groups.
Oh, well, okay, then I know that one.
Okay, so here's the important part. You've got 3 groups, right? Because the control group is a group too. So we've got A, so we need orders of 3 things. We need orders of A, B, and C. So what can we possibly put under block here? Someone give me a random order of those 3 things. ABC works. What can we put next? We're not done yet. Okay. Are you not sure? Is that all of them? There's 3 things, right?
Yeah,
And how do
that's
we know
all.
how many possible random orders there are? 3 times 2 times 1. That means there has to be 6 orders on this list. Are there 6?
Yes.
We're done. Stop. All right. 3 times 2 times 1. 6 orders. Stop. You have all possible orders of those 3 things. All right. So my first block is A, B, C. And I look at the people coming in my door. This is the order that they arrived in the lab. I'm going to assign them to their diet groups and or the control group. So A, B, C is going to apply to what people? This order.
Persons 1, 2, and 3.
The first three people. Okay? So person 1 walks in the door. Person 1 weighs 313 pounds. Where does person 1 go? Program A. Okay? We'll just put 313 right there, because that's how much person 1 weighs. Person 2, who weighs 256 pounds. Where's that person going to go? Program B. Okay. Person 3, who weighs 288 pounds. Where's that person going to go? There's no other place for that person to go, right? So we have to finish the block. Okay. So 288. All right. Now, the first three people have come in and been assigned. Next three people come in the door. Person 4, where's person 4 going to go? B. Why B? Because that's where I'm at now, right? B is the first group in this, is the first condition in this block. So that means now person 4 walks in the door and goes in B. Where does person 5 go? C. And person 6, the only place that's left. Okay? So we're going to do that exact same thing for all of these orders. Okay? That means person 7 is going in C. They weigh 300. Person 8 is going in A, 280. And person 9 goes in B at 292. So now you tell me, I'm just going to write, and you guys are going to tell me the weight of the person that goes in each of these. So B is the first one, so what does the next person weigh? 293. And then the next thing says A, so what's the next person? 253. And what's the next person?
3.
Okay, then it's CBA, so I'm going to start over here. What's the next person?
275.
275. You said?
Yeah.
Okay, and then B, so what's the next person? 311. And the next person? 269. Okay, and then the last one is ACB, so I'm going to start here. What's person number 16? Okay, and then C is the next one, so what's person 17? Okay, and the last person in the study? 215. Okay, now, is everybody clear on how those people got assigned to those groups? Is there anybody who doesn't get it? Yes?
With the blocks, does it matter which order you put
No,
them in?
it does
So-
not matter. And you can, as long as you have all 6 blocks on your list, it does not matter which one you started with or which one's second or third or fourth. They're all random order.
Okay, but won't like the average for mine be different than someone else's? Like,
That's
for
entirely
RP?
possible. Yeah, it's possible that, because the random orders could be different for every single person in this room, depending on how they randomized it. So all I want to see is, did you correctly, did you use the blocks? Did you put the weights or the people's numbers in there correctly, so that you showed me that you understand what a block is, you understand how to use block randomization to assign people to groups, and then did you correctly calculate the averages for the groups you created?
okay.
So, on these kind of problem sets, it's possible that you could know the principle correctly, do it correctly, and still get a different answer from the person sitting next to you. So I look at every single person's thing to see if they got it right.
Okay.
Yeah, or that, yeah, that's totally fine. Sure.
So block, I didn't really get the combination part,
Mhm.
but I did do similar to what you just did. Instead of putting A, B, C, I put person 1 through 3.
Okay,
and
as long as it's clear how, that you, like, the first 3 people are distributed across the conditions, and the second 3 people are
Well,
distributed.
I put P1, P2, P3 as the people, so
That's fine.
the first one was A, B, C, and the next one was B, C, A.
Okay, as long as it's
Yeah.
clear that you assign them to the groups. It's just easier to write the weights in here, because if you look at the next question, what does it ask you?
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Okay, so then you calculated the average of the weights?
Mhm.
So as long as you do that next step, that's fine. As long as it's clear that you distributed the people across the different conditions using a block randomization procedure. If you put the person person number or the weight in the boxes, either one of those is fine. We can tell by looking at it which one, so we're good. Okay, so then it says, figure out what the averages are for each group. Well, since people might have done this differently, right, because people could have different orders, we have to go ahead and calculate these averages. So break out your calculator.
So what if we did this part like completely wrong?
Okay, so remember, problem sets are graded by effort, not by correctness. So that's why I want you to try first. Now, do you see?
Yeah, I know what I did wrong. I just,
Okay, that's all I care about. That's what I care about.
okay.
Okay? It's always better, because if I just do this in class and you haven't tried to do it, you're like, oh yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
And then you get to the test and you're like, I took way.
Yeah.
So that's why I want everybody to try it. You get credit for trying it, and then we go through and see which ones people have questions about. Yes.
So I'm kind of similar to her. Like I did it right, but I did it a little off. So like even if it's a little off, we don't work.
What do you mean a little off?
Like for block, I didn't understand that at all, so I left it empty and just put like how you said the weights and others and stuff like that. Because
You need blocks, or you don't know where the weights go.
I put the weights in properly. I just didn't know what to do for the block.
Okay, but do you understand now?
Yeah. I
Okay.
understand now.
So, but you understand that the random orders are actually
Yeah.
blocks.
Yeah.
Does that make sense now?
Yeah. I just
Okay.
like when it came to the actual putting something in there.
Okay, so when you get a test question that
Yeah,
says,
now I like it.
here's a block, BAC, you'll know what to do with that, right? You won't go, what do you mean here's a block BAC? You'll be like, oh, that means the first person goes in B, the second person goes in A, and the third person goes in C, and you'll know that. You know what that means, block. Excellent, learning. Yes.
So when that comes up again, block, period.
Mhm.
Is it okay to put person or subject A 1 through 3, A, B, C, subject 4 to 6, C, D, A, and then so on and so on? Do you
Isn't
know
that
how
what-
it goes?
So are you asking if your orders can be different than these orders?
I know they can be,
Yeah.
but I'm asking if I myself put person 1 through 3.
In the
A, B,
block?
C, in the block, yeah.
Okay, so you did like
so
1,
that-
2, 3, and then you did, so here you have some sequence of numbers, like 4, 5, 6 ordered in some order, that's not 4, 5, 6?
No, there, okay. Maybe I'm-
Show me what you did, because I'm like, but while you're showing me that, people here in the front row, you're gonna calculate the sum and average for A. People in the middle row, you're gonna do the sum and the average for B. And the people in the back 2 rows, you're gonna do the sum and the average for the control group.
Okay, so did and then did A, B, C, right, 4 through 6.
Oh no, B.
B, A,
AC. Okay.
so I did randomize it.
You did randomize it, well, but it helps me, so on a test, I'll need you to actually put the blocks in here so that I know which block. it is.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer
But
that you do.
would I not, do you not want this?
On the block. But I understand what you did, that makes sense. Okay. So, we have a sum for program A. 1,575, do you agree, other people in that row?
Yep.
And the average?
262.50.
262.50, do other people in the row agree? We do math by consensus in here,
Yes.
so.
It doesn't have to be right, it just has to be most common.
And 2 decimal places?
2 decimal places, yes. Well, here's the thing is that if 4 people doing the problem separately all come up with the same answer, the chance they all made the same mistake
Slim.
is very slim. So I want everybody to try, because what can sometimes happen is people will say, well, I'll just let the person who always talks do the math. And you can do that, except it's better for you to know that you did the math and it matched what that person was going to say. Because you want to know before the test that you get it. And it always looks easier when somebody else does it. It's true, right? Yes, ma'am.
So an example of this would definitely be on like say Mondays.
Oh, you can be sure there's gonna be something like this on the test. Block randomization. All right, program B. What did you get for your sum? 1614. And the average? 269. Even?
Yes.
Okay. Look at that, the harmony of my second row choir. Fabulous. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Okay. Control group people, what was the sum?
1675.
Huh?
1675.
1675. Okay. And what was the average? 279.16 says there. Will other people agree? All right, you got the shaka from Porter, so we're good. All right, Porter says that's right.
We've got,
17?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
it was
1.7. You round up.
1.66 repeating, that would be 1.7. Would you agree, Eric?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm just checking since you said 1.6 and I was trusting you. One time I had somebody, people were like not doing the math, and one guy just shouted out a number, and I was like, is that right? And two people went, yeah, that's right. And so we started doing the math, and he like totally BS the number. And nothing is working, and I'm just like, and then I said, something's fundamentally wrong here, what's going on? And he goes, I totally made up that number.
oh my gosh.
And people are like, you made it up, we trusted you, and I'm like, you lied! All you had to do was like add 5 numbers, that's so much work, and so you're trusting him, and I kid you not, they're like, oh, but he was the Asian guy.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, did you seriously just pull that stereotype out of your ear?
That's so bad.
I'm just that. No. We do not pull that kind of stuff in this class. That's ridiculous. Okay. All right. So, what's the number one concern when we are creating a between subjects design? What's our biggest challenge?
Making the group similar enough to compare.
That's right. We want the groups to be as similar as possible at the beginning of the study, right? So that then when we do our manipulation, if we observe differences among the groups, we can say it's because of what we did, right? That would be nice. Let's look at these starting weights. How do they look? How far apart are the two furthest ones? Like 17 pounds apart.
That's a check.
And some change. Okay, how many of you have ever tried to lose weight?
It's pretty.
Huh? It's pretty easy. Did you just say it's
It's
pretty
hard for me to gain weight.
Okay, you are officially kicked out of my class. No. But if you are a fair, these are people who are overweight. Okay, so they do not suffer from the malady, which has apparently stricken, which is it's hard
It's
to
a
get.
real one. It's
It is a real problem. I understand.
It is, I got tested for it. And
It is. It is not a problem I have. It's like people who forget to eat. I don't even understand that. But okay. So we've got groups that are, these two groups are 17 pounds apart. Now, the heavier you are, the faster your weight loss will be in the beginning. Because people who are heaviest lose weight the most at the beginning of a diet because they're likely to have, the diet is likely to represent a much bigger change for them than for people who have a weight closer to normal. Does that make sense? So right now you've got a lot of variability in starting weights, and if we observe at the end of the study that program A or program B didn't lose as much weight as the control, or they lost, it might be because of the diets, and it might be because they were already lighter to begin with, and so losing weight was more challenging for them as a group. So the purpose of the next step in the problem is to try a matching procedure to see if we can get the groups to be more even to start off with. Now, for some people, when they do the matching procedure, it ends up it ends up being less even than this. It doesn't matter which way it worked for you, but typically matching will result in the groups being more even than just plain block randomization. So let's try that and see what happens. So now we're going to do a matching procedure. Now what does matching involve? What do we have to do a matching procedure?
You have to design limitations.
Huh?
Would you design limitations for a certain?
Well, we're gonna do matching, and it says we have to put the blocks and participants' weights in the appropriate boxes below. So we can use the same blocks, I don't have a problem with that, but what do we have to do first?
We put the weights in order.
We have to put the weights in order. Okay, we need to put them in order. Shall we do heaviest to lightest? Okay, doesn't matter, you can do it lightest to heaviest, heaviest to lightest, you'll get the same groups. Just if you do heaviest to lightest, your group 1 will be the heaviest, and group 6 will be the lightest. If you do lightest to heaviest, group 1 will be the lightest, and group 6 will be the heaviest. Doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't make any difference which way you do it. All right, so if we put them in order, you guys tell me. I'm going to make a list here. What's the heaviest person? Okay, who's the next heaviest person? And the next?
301.
301. Okay, so that's our first group. Okay? And we're going to, if we use the same blocks we used over here,